Greetings, sweeties. It's Gotv show hosted by him. My name is Ville. I sing for the band him, and you might know my face from this particularly beautiful video. That was shot actually in London by my dear friend Bill Jukic, whom I'm going to meet in LA in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, I love that guy to death. It's one of the first videos that got us introduced over to the bigger public in all over Europe and especially in the German-speaking countries. It was a funny one, expensive one, and I was terribly hungover. And that's only the first of 12 great videos you're going to see with this fantastic show. So do enjoy Me in Death by him, hosted by him on Gotv. The next videos are from a band called The National. I didn't know a lot about that band, but I know that they're from New York, and somebody told me that since the last Interpol album was a bit of a disappointment for a lot of people. I'm a huge Interpol fan. We're going to watch Interpol later on as well. That The National made the album that Interpol should have made. And I just bought the album a couple of weeks ago, and it's been constantly on my iPod. And it's been the only reason that I've survived this grueling tour. Back in the day, Paradise Lost gave us the opportunity for opening up for them on a couple of gigs, and a couple of our first gigs in England, early 2000, 2001 maybe. And we became friends, and I've always been a huge fan, and they've been hugely influential to my songwriting. So hey, it's Ville from him once again, and I've always been a big fan of the Cardigans, a weird Swedish pop group, since they made a very weird cover of a Black Sabbath song back in Roskilde. I guess it was '96, and I was really surprised that they did have that kind of influence in what they did, and they do have similar sort of melancholy in their music that we do. It's very pretty and very sentimental, and for what it's worth, it's a great album, the whole album. It's a bit more melancholy, a bit more sad than the stuff they've done before, and that's one of my iPod favorites. You know, when the rest of the guys are in the tour bus after a gig, you know, when we have a long drive, you know, and try to sleep, and the rest of the guys are farting and snoring. You know, that's what I always put on. It kind of lulls me to sleep. So do enjoy. Well, I remember, you know, Evanescence, they were a big thing, you know, back when Fallen came out, and we played a festival called Festimat in Madrid and saw them live, and Going Under is just, it's one of those songs that's fairly dark, but it still kind of kicks me in the butt in a way that I do smile after the tears I've shed. It's one of the tracks that has kept me going during this very dark winter of 2007-2008, so thank you, Amy. Right on. So, you know, back in the day, I used to have dreadlocks and all that, and you know, I was smoking a bit of weed, and you know, I was being a cool fella. I was a street musician, and that's when I fell in love with reggae music, and I still listen to a lot of reggae and a lot of dub. And one of the greatest artists that people still don't know enough of is Capleton. And he's a great live artist. He's done zillions of great recordings, and Jah Jah City is one of my favorites. The video is fantastic. So please do try to remember that there's other kinds of reggae existing than just Bob Marley. Here we go. Well, basically, you know, the reason to pick this song is just because the title is so fantastically funny. There's no I in threesome by Interpol. You know, his lyrics are, I'm not sure whether he's, you know, crying or laughing, or probably doing this, you know, vomiting and taking a poo at the same time while writing the lyrics. They're so tongue-in-cheek at times, but it's a beautiful track, and it's from their latest album, I'll Love to Admire. And Interpol are one of the bands that got me back into rock and roll, since I kind of like lost my faith in the whole rock and roll business and music in general. So I actually haven't seen this video, so let's hope that it's going to be a good one. When British rap started kind of like rearing its ugly head, and grime and all that new stuff, Dizzy Rascal was happening, and Roots Manuva came out with this song, and I thought that everything's so wrong with this song that it's beautiful. I couldn't get my head around it. We just actually listened to it last night on the tour bus, and it's fascinating. He's an English guy he's rapping about 10 pints of bitter and cheese on toast, and doing Jamaican things, and it's a great combination of everything I like about black music. So here we go. Goldfrapp, they're fantastic. Since, you know, they started out, they did like nearly Ennio Morricone, Angelo Badalamenti, very Twin Peaksy type of vibe. Felt Mountain, I fell in love with them. And then they did 2 like disco albums, which were kind of weird, but I still loved them. And now the latest album, The Seventh Tree, I guess it's called, it just came out a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a huge fan. I still haven't listened to the album since I don't have my laptop, and I don't have a CD player, but I do want to see the video. It's more folky, it's really psychedelic, it's a trip to the past, to the good old days when LSD was still good. So here we go. Well, he's a very fascinating character. You should just Google him up and read about him and read some of his interviews and stuff. He's got a fascinating history behind him, and a couple of great records. So right on, Hail Satan. That was Gotv's hosted by him show. Hopefully you did enjoy the videos as much as I did. Great combination of all kinds of weird stuff and cool stuff and dark stuff and poppy stuff and everything in between. So I had a blast. Thank you. Hopefully you didn't feel too bored. We have one more song, and obviously I'm such an egocentric bastard that it's got to be a song by him, and it's our latest single and a video called Bleed Well. So if you got to bleed, please do it as well as you can, since everybody does tend to bleed occasionally. Ciao, and you take a care.